Orson, take your hand away for just a second. So he's
It's
gonna
right
come and bring his
there,
slate
and
in.
that's the right tape.
Okay. It is the correct tape?
Yep.
It is.
All right.
All right, this is
One
Orson
moment.
Swindle.
Lower your head, lower it a little bit. Right there, good.
Orson Swindle, tap code, take 3.
Okay, I got that. Orson, if you would, since I had to move for the slate, can you show me where your hand's gonna be one more time? Yeah, there you go. We're gonna make an actor out of you yet. Okay, so take your hand away and put it in your lap. Ready.
Okay, so Orson, the tap code was the backbone of what held you together. Tell me about what the tap code is, and if you could demonstrate some of it.
Well, as I understand the story, Smitty Harris, who was POW number 4 or 5, flying F-105s out of Thailand, Air Force guy, learned the tap code in survival school. And as the story is told to me, supposedly the tap code was used by the prisoners in San Quentin. And they could tap on water pipes that ran between the cells. Of course, they have bars and so forth, but not solid walls. And they could tap on that pipe, try it at home, and it transmits quite a distance. So it's pretty ingenious. And Smitty passed it around to everybody, and I never heard of it before when I got shot down a year and a half later. And the last day I spent in what you probably heard referred to as the green and lobby room or something like that, I saw on the desktop it said POWs, somebody written in ink, POW learned this code. And it showed the matrix of the alphabet, and then it had a symbol like 1 and then 1, 2, 3, and it said equals C. So I said, okay, and I had to think about that for a while. And then the first inclination I had when I first went into a place where I was adjacent to another POW was, how do you communicate tapping on the wall? I said, is A1, 2, B is 2, Z is 26, you know. So this tap code was just an ingenious thing, and I assure it saved a lot of lives and mental health and everything else, being able to communicate. So I was not very good at it, but I became a communicator. And one other aspect of it I don't know that you've talked about, and if you'd like to, we can talk about it, is the mute code. Did you talk about that? And you know, that became very useful in transmitting across large distances where we could see, which was very seldom the case, but we use it. But the tap code was great.
Could you demonstrate us how it worked, like do A, B, C?
Well, if you imagine a matrix 5 by 5 and drop one letter out of the alphabet, and we preferred to drop the letter K, and then you've got 5 by 5, A, B, C, D, E. I guess I should do it this way, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and you construct the rest of it, and then you tap. The first series of taps would be the line, and the second would be the column. So if you wanted to tap the word cat, you'd say, see if I can do this. 1, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, C-A-T. And the really good guys, their words per minute was way up there. I was average, I guess. But we could transmit a lot. We abbreviated words. The was T, and C-U-L, see you later, G-B-U, God bless you, T-T, that, and God, I don't know, there dozens of them, and I don't remember them all now. I've been using the tap code. My wife at least lets me talk to her when she's mad with me.
And there was a way you would, sometimes the Vietnamese would try to trick you, but how did you know that it was?
Well, interestingly, listening to some of the early guys, the Vietnamese found the tap code written on something, that they found it in an inspection or something. And they knew everybody was tapping on walls. And they'd go around the outside walls and they'd start tapping like this. But the way we did it, you know, it was shaved. Everybody knows shaving a haircut. The last 2 taps being on the other side saying, okay, I got you, I'm with you. And we tap a word, and as soon as you understood what the word was going to be, if you're tapping America, by the time you got to AM, we two times tapped it. We got that one. Keep going, keep going. And then if a guard shows up, you just bang the wall. They get the hell away from the wall and calm down. But we, when the security efforts were really on, and we actually talked through the walls. I guess somebody's probably told you about that. Certain conditions in each wall, you could take the tin cup and we'd wrap it in towels, and you get up there and you talk into the wall, and the other guy is on the other side listening the same way. And you know, it was just unlimited. I mean, we even had the string communications I told you about, which is not the most efficient way to communicate, but it worked for that occasion. Sweeping with the broom, swish, 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 swish. And there are more ways to communicate than you can imagine. Flashing across long
Demonstrate
distances.
The hand code?
Pardon me?
The hand
Yeah, the hand code, we all know of, don't know, but the Deafmute code, and that's probably not the right way to describe that, and I apologize, but somebody else came up with all this stuff. I don't have any creative thoughts. But anyway, this is sort of, you can understand it by just saying this A, and just watch the shape, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, what was S? I think S was like just like that, S, and then T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z was a Z, like Zorro. And everybody had, in their little groups that were together for a long time, would work out little differences that made it. I remember hearing the story. One of my good friends is now retired General Chuck Boyd. We lived together at Sante, and Chuck's wife's name, his former wife, deceased wife, her name was Millicent. And he was one of the early shoot downs, and one of the guys that knew him from those early days said, when Chuck tapped through his wife's name, Millicent's, we thought her name was, because of the K being in or out, I've forgotten how it was, we thought her nickname was Milky. Because some of us use a C for a K, so it would be Millicc or something like that, and it confused everybody, but everybody pretty well settled down. We dropped the K. Some came up with a nifty way of saying a K would be like that. It was a change in the pace, and all sorts of creativity, just amazing. I mean, this was used for telling your family history, for repeating poetry, for math lessons, if you can believe that. Learning Spanish. I learned Spanish from a guy, or Spanish word vocabulary. He was passing words to me that I would take when we'd have time to communicate. I'd say, give me 5 words. And I said, let's start with the house, you know, the roof of the house, the walls of the house, just some orderly process that I could identify. And I said, I think I can handle 5 words a day. I was taking 50 words a day later on. It's just amazing, but ingenuity. Americans are good at ingenuity if you turn them loose.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna go cut sound first.